The busiest shopping day of the year is here. Black Friday customers are flooding stores and malls across the country in search of great deals. Thanks to a booming economy, analysts expect Americans to spend more than $1 trillion this holiday season. Here's a live shot right now of a mall that just opened in Colorado. Laura Podesta has more.
Black Friday started on Thanksgiving Thursday for these shoppers at Macy's flagship store in New York City.
I mean, to me, that's a new level of shoppers' paradise.
It's a growing trend that turns Thanksgiving weekend into a 5-day shopping holiday.
For the entire weekend, we're expecting more than 164 million consumers to go out and shop, with about 70% of those shopping specifically on Black Friday.
Many waited for hours in long lines to snag a deal.
All that time outside in the cold was worth it.
Oh yeah, definitely. 70-inch TV for $600? You'd have to be insane to give that up.
Others hit the malls.
I'm looking for all the great deals.
Big box stores like Best Buy, Target, and Walmart are featuring deep discounts to draw customers. Shoppers scrambled for TVs at this Walmart in South Carolina. Other retailers are offering special promotions. This woman scored a $500 coupon at JCPenney.
I wasn't expecting a coupon at all. Definitely not this.
Shopping together on Black Friday is a family tradition for Treva Brown and her mom.
It's just, for us to come back together and just, do something fun and get out the house.
The National Retail Federation estimates consumers will spend about $1,007 this holiday season. That's up 4.1% from last year's spending of $967. And that's music to retailers' ears. Sales this year are expected to be nearly 5% higher than last year. Laura Podesta, CBS News.
And consumers are expected to spend about $5.9 billion online today, ahead of Cyber Monday. In Alabama, one person is dead and 2 others are injured after a shooting at a mall on Thanksgiving. Authorities in Hoover say 2 people got into a fight at the River Chase Galleria Mall. Things escalated and there was an exchange of gunfire. An 18-year-old was taken to a local hospital, reportedly in serious condition. The man who shot the teen attempted to flee and was fatally shot by police. A 12-year-old girl was also shot and taken to the hospital. No word yet on who shot her. Closer to home, a fatal car crash near the town of Circle is under investigation after a 49-year-old Poplar man lost his life. Montana Highway Patrol reports the man was traveling westbound on Montana Highway 200 when his Chevy Impala went off the right side of the road. He hit a post, then a culvert pipe, and his car came to a stop about 60 feet from the pipe. He was transported to Glendive Medical Center, where he was pronounced dead. It's unclear what caused the man to drift off the road. Alcohol is suspected as a factor in the crash, and we're told the man was not wearing a seatbelt. No other people were involved in the crash. 7 people walked away without any injuries after 2 cars collided northeast of Billings Thursday morning. Around 11:30, a minivan slammed into a PT Cruiser on Highway 312. The minivan was stopped at a stop sign, but the woman driving didn't check for oncoming traffic when she pulled out. She T-boned a passing PT Cruiser, forcing it off the road. The minivan had a woman and 4 kids inside, and the PT Cruiser had 2 women inside. All of those involved refused medical treatment. Well, it's been a slow start for hunters across Montana this hunting season, but the numbers are starting to pick up. Now, with only a few days left, Montana Fish, Wildlife and Parks says big game harvests have matched last year's totals. MTM's Connor McCulley has more.
Deer and elk harvests in western and central Montana have been picking up towards the end of the season and are now around the same numbers as last year.
It was a really slow start to the season. We had a late, mild fall, and so anytime that happens, it just takes a while for harvest to pick up. So people stayed home. It wasn't as active out there, and we weren't seeing the numbers of deer and elk through the check stations. But then once we got a little bit of snow and it got colder, things picked up, and really we're kind of on track to finish where we were last year and also with the 5-year average.
FWP says that weather really is the deciding factor in what harvests look like at the end of the year.
all in all, where we're sitting with regulations, they're more liberal generally than they have been. They're on track with where they were last season, and so it's really weather that determines the outcome as much as anything.
If you're planning on going out closing weekend, FWP says to follow all the hunting regulations and have fun.
A few more days of season. It closes 1/2 hour after sunset on Sunday night, so people have a little bit more opportunity. Nothing in particular, just remembering all those typical regulations that can catch people up, having hunter orange, not shooting from a road or right away, paying attention to the sunrise sunset times, but otherwise just getting out there and having fun for the end of the season.
In Missoula, Connor McCauley, MTN News.
Elsewhere, progress is being made on the St. Jude Dream Home being built in West Billings. Here's Q2's Janelle Slade with the latest on this Montana effort.
6 months from now, right here on MTN during a live broadcast, we will reach into a ticket tumbler and pull out one name. Now that winner will become the owner of a newly constructed high-end home in the Ironwood subdivision. If you don't get out to the area, let's take a look at how things are coming along at 4202 Snowy Woods Drive in Billings. This first video shows a busy day of construction at the end of October as trusses went up. The 3,600 square foot ranch taking shape with the rims as a gorgeous neighborhood backdrop. And this next video is a fast forward to this week. As you can see, crews are making great progress on the St. Jude Dream Home. Doug Wild and Mark Dawson of Classic Home Designs, along with several local subcontractors and businesses, stepping up and donating hours and hours of skill and manpower to make this all happen. Proceeds going toward the prevention, treatment, and cure of childhood cancers and catastrophic disease. We'll, of course, be keeping you up to date as the big day gets closer, and we hope you can be part of this tremendous community event that, through St. Jude research, touches so many children across the state, country, and around the world.
And Janelle tells us tickets to win the Dream Home will go on sale in early February. Meanwhile, it's been a tradition for more than 3 decades, and this year it's no different. The holiday parade is set for tonight at 7 o'clock. This map shows the parade route starting at the intersection of 3rd Avenue North and 27th Street, turning at 32nd Street and ending at the intersection of 2nd Avenue North and 27th Street. The theme is Peace on Earth, and you'll be able to see dozens of businesses and organizations showing off their interpretation of the theme. And yes, that includes us right here at Q2. Well, before we take a break with the holidays here, some of us stress about unwanted pounds put on during this season. Q2's Jenny Fick got a sneak peek at a new gym opening soon in Billings that can help out with that.
Body Rock is a 40-minute full body, high intensity, low impact workout. It's kind of a combination or a fusion of Pilates, classical Pilates, and modern methodology. Check the weight in the heel, wiggle those toes in the right foot. I want you to just hold steady, and we're going to take a pulse. In for That's kind of the joy of this workout is there are modifications for any fitness level. We'll kind of work through progressions where we'll get everyone squared away on the basics, and then we'll kind of progress into the 200+ workout or moves that you can do on this particular machine. Keeping the feet on the jump board. So she's just getting a feel for the extension here. Draw it's very slow and controlled, in the knees and draw that carriage back to the front. Stabilize your muscles and secondary muscle groups while you're working, a primary muscle group. So you're kind of getting the best of both worlds, strength, cardio, and just total body workout. And then as you start to slowly send those hands away like you're holding a platter, just reaching towards where the wall and the ceiling meet for 4, and then we're slow. You'll be able to challenge your body in kind of a low to no impact way. I think most people will feel like this is something they can do in the long term. It's kind of a lifetime exercise or series of exercises. All 3. We have our celebration, which is kind of a bright pink. And then at the start of class, we'll have our blue lighting to know that we're trying to create an environment or a culture where it's a supportive place for people to come and work out, like-minded people who want to feel positive and empowered. 2, right leg only. So just take that right leg, good. Toe ball heel, soft on the landing, keep that belly engaged. Your entire body in 40 minutes is amazing. That you can walk out of here and feel like I need to take 2 days rest just to recover so that I can come back and do this one more time. Now hold here. Slow and control.
All right, well, Ginny made that look super easy, but I can tell it was challenging because I saw her legs shaking. So good job for getting out and trying something new, Ginny. And you can also get a sneak peek today for Black Friday. You can check out the studio, the machine, and purchase memberships. Body Rock is expected to open in mid-December. They're located at 1335 Golden Valley Circle, Suite number 3.